Beautiful. All right, Dolphin, J. Scott Pike. Beautiful artwork here. I love this cover. Nice and simple. You got the divers like, whoa, look at this babe swimming down in the ocean, dude, with like no life gear, scuba gear, breathing tanks. So this is showcase number 79. It's not in great condition. Has this little peel off right here that, like an idiot, I did when I was unbagging it one day. So it kind of pissed me off. Created, written, illustrated by J. Scott Pike, edited by Dick Giordano, December 1968. Andy Loverboy Smith wasn't even around then. Nice splash page here, though. These guys are doing some underwater welding. This almost reminds me of Alex Toth. Once again, if you remember the heartthrob discussion we had, I love the knockout black that he does on these scuba suits. That logo, I mean, you could have got a little more inventive with the logo. Hey, let's pick a font, and we'll just use that as the logo. That's a little lame. So, you know, these guys think they see something. They swim around a little bit. I like the sense of texture he has going on in that second panel to show the footprint. I love the silhouettes. Once again, he's got some nice diagonals going on in the panels, which I think are really cool. Kind of like you did in the Heartthrob story. Taking pictures with his little underwater camera. Oh, what's this? It's got us cornered. What is it that's got you cornered? Oh, they escape. Love this long shot here, these guys. This really reminds me of an Alex Toth Frogmen job. Facial expressions are just dead on. Great acting and stuff. Nice camera movement. You know, I'm going to have to look for that Frogmen Alex Toth job because these two faces really remind me of guys from there. Maybe, I don't know. Just really nice storytelling. You know, let me see. I really want to be able to, I hate having to move the camera around like that. Let me try something here. Let's just move this. That's my little thing. Oh, you know what? That works. We'll just do that. All right. Never mind. Don't need the old drawing board like I thought. Keep it like that. What's up, Blackjack? One of your favorite characters from DC. HR says, yeah, Toth vibe. Big Toth vibe. And then we finally see Dolphin. Very nice. God, I hate this stupid ad. Just imagine if this ad wasn't there, how big this panel could have been. Look at that figure. Just gorgeous figure work right there. Love that figure work. She's like, you guys are, get off of me. Little Captain Action and Action Boy meet Dr. Evil. Dr. Evil. So they bring her onto the ship. How many panels? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 panel page. Still nice organization of shots, though. You got a medium long shot, medium shots, some close-ups for reaction. He's eating poo, so I guess this is 2 girls in a cup. Oh, no, wait, that's chocolate ice cream. My bad. And if you haven't seen 2 Girls in a Cup, I do not recommend you trying to find it. Take my word for it. Do not try and find it. You will not be happy with what you see. All right, back to this. Nice facial expressions and stuff. He's like, here, I just made some for you. He, pulling a prank. Don't smell it, just eat it. It smells like corn and hops. What? Anyhow. Uh-oh, something's wrong with her. What's wrong? She needs water. I don't believe portholes on ships are big enough for a person to fit through, but hey, I could be wrong. Super baby. Just sit down and read this latest giant. So they're like, all right, that's weird. We should probably go after. Once again, J. Scott Pike. Didn't do a good job here of leading down, so you read down. Had to use arrows. Not a good thing to have to do in comics. Yeah, I can see why the arrows, they're using it, because all these guys are really pointing. These silhouettes and the lights are really pointing to this panel. So without the word balloons, you might think you go to this panel next. So I can see why they did arrows. What they could have done instead of arrows is put this balloon up into this panel, and then you wouldn't need an arrow. You'd know you read that one next. And in this, they could have rearranged the caption box and butted it up against the panel so there's no gutter. So different things you can do instead of arrows. Of course, that means I now have to find two girls in a cup. Okay, Marcus, I warned you. She comes up from behind, surprises him. You're my savior. I guess this chick couldn't come up with a better name than calling herself Dolphin. Favorite panel on this page? I really like this one. Foreground, nice and knocked out in a blue, so you kind of look right past it. And I like the blacks on these characters, the spotting of the blacks to really frame up her. I mean, hell, this dude could have been a silhouette or have more black on him to really frame her up nicer. Great panel right here. Nice vignette, just a nice side view. I have a hard time drawing side views as panels. Not that I can't draw side views. Side views are easy to draw, but it's just too flat. I just think, man, how can I get depth into it? So I'll do the thing where you turn the head just so slightly so it's not a side view, but a subtle, not even a 3/4, but he wrote this, so he knew how much room for the dialogue to leave. You know, once again, for a guy that, as far as I know, didn't write many of his own stories, he just drew them and didn't do a ton of comic book work. How he got to write this one character, and Giordano was like, yeah, J. Scott Pike, yeah, we know you as an artist. Oh, you want to write something? Oh, you've never written before? Who cares? We'll let you write something. I don't know. Maybe he had some sway over Mr. Giordano. Tycho, make it happen. I had race car tracks like that as a kid. So there's some mystery here. I haven't read this book in a while. I'm not going to lie to you and try to explain the story. I don't know what it is. I like the use of diagonals here to kind of like, oh, everything's kind of calm. So you got parallels. And then these diagonal panels kind of shake things up a bit like, uh-oh, what's happening? Great use of silhouettes in that panel. Once again, very Alex Toth. Love this. We're going to get married. Here's our wedding invitations. Just kidding. That's not what it is. This panel's great because they're the foreground and they're the part you're supposed to look at. So the colorist, instead of doing rendering these guys up in regular colors, like he could have done it two ways. He could have colored the foreground regular and then the background in just a monochromatic blue, and that would have worked. But he chose to color the foreground blue, the background in regular color, but you still pay attention to the foreground and not the background. Just genius. Beautiful face. Marcus says he did do a lot of work for Atlas and Stanley in the 50s. Yeah, but did he write his own stuff? I honestly don't know. I just like speaking out of turn, you know, so you guys can go away from this going, that dude knows what he's talking about. And then you look it up and go, that dude has no clue what he's talking about. Love this page. 5 panels, great acting, great body posture, very beautiful head tilt. I wish this comic would be reprinted. Beautiful shot here. Great faces here. Love this. He's looking at the camera like, I got this. Turns back around to her. Baby, don't you worry. Goes in for the old kisseroo. This is what I mean. This is not a side view. It's not a total 3/4 view either, but it's not as flat as a side view. So this is like the angle I try to do when I think about doing a side view. He must break her heart here because she goes running out into the rain. How dare he? HR says he loves it. Another half page. You know, What do you guys think if I did in CordraTh, just to give it a throwback look, a page like this where I did a half-page ad? I've got my full-page ad with the fake Hostess pie ad. I've already got that in CordraTh with beer. But what if I do a half-page ad and I make up something else? What do you think about that? Would that be cool? I don't know. You guys let me know. Let me know in the comments below what you think about that. Marcus says there's no way this story would be colored like this today. You are 100% correct. Immortal Rising Hail Showcase. Did Showcase have an omnibus with that dolphin story? It's a good question. I don't think so. That's the end of the dolphin story right there. Dolphin, don't! Then she disappears into the slashing sea, into her world, leaving a world that she knew so briefly, a world that can never really be hers.